What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode, we're going to take a look at the Fire and Sword. Now, this is a collaboration pedal between High Wind Amplification and PepersPedals. Don't know a whole lot about it. I can tell you, I opened the back of it, and there is a boatload of things going on. I'll put a picture up, and you guys can kind of check it out. So this was sent to me from truck driver Sean, so I am not going to touch anything on the inside. That is not what I'm going to do. It's not my pedal. I just wanted to peek in there and kind of see what was going on. And as you can see, there is a lot of stuff to do. But however it is set up, that's what we're going to leave it at. And today we're going to run it through my Victory Super Kraken. We're going to use the clean channel because this is supposed to be a preamp pedal. But I think what we'll do is we will compare it to the clean channel of the Kraken, and I'll also run it into the power amp or my orange pedal baby, which is a power amp. So we'll act it as a preamp pedal into a clean power amp. Then we're going to do it as a preamp pedal into the clean channel of a regular amp. So we'll see kind of which one sounds better. I really don't know a whole lot about it other than it's kind of got a Dirty Tree boost built in, which is the Dirty Tree channel from the PepersPedal. And then we've got the Direwolf on the other side of the boost. So we have a toggle switch. In the down position, it is in the Dirty Tree. In the up position, it is in the Direwolf. So pretty straightforward. We have a low, mid, and a high. Of course, those are pretty much at noon. We've already got the volume. I run it at noon for the most part when it's a preamp pedal. And then we'll just kind of, do the bass or the boost and the gain to touch. So we'll see how it sounds and we'll see what we can get out of it. All right, let's get everything set up and then we'll get right into it. So today's rig is going to be my Ibanez V-Blade. As you guys can see, it's a phenomenal guitar. It's really old. Well, it's not real old, but 2008 model. It's the lawsuit edition. They don't make these anymore. We have the Dark Moon NYC pickups installed. It is the Nemesis and the bridge and the Death Valley and the neck. That goes into the Fire and Sword. And then that goes into the Victory Super Kraken. I will use my amp switcher to go over to the Pedal Baby. Both of those amps are going into my ISO cab, which is loaded with a Jensen Raptor 100 and the Jensen Nighthawk 75. Both of those speakers have a Shure SM57 on kind of just off axis of the cone. Kind of in between where the dust cap meets the cone. It's kind of my preferred sweet spot. So all that is going into the computer. I'm not doing any kind of post editing or any of that stuff. So let's get into it. All right, so as you can tell, this has a very active EQ. It is not simply a boost and cut. Um, that kind of changes the whole perspective of the pedal just a little bit because with everything set to noon, to me, it didn't sound that great. But knowing that it's an active EQ, you really need to play with this a little bit and twist knobs instead of just plugging it in and hoping for the best. Also, the boost seems to be independent, so I wonder how it's going to react to just maybe a crunch channel. We'll see what happens with that too. All right, here we go. Yeah, do not. All right, this is just my recommendation. Don't run this into just a power amp. It needs a clean channel. So you could probably stack this in front of something. For example, the Crucifixion from This Heavy Earth, they'd probably stack pretty well with this in front of it. And I may try to do one of those later on if I can find mine. I think I let somebody borrow it, so I'll have to check my notes. But anyways. All right, there you have it, you guys. That is the Fire and Sword from the great minds of High Wind Amplification and Peppers Pedals. You know, this was a little bit different than I was expecting. So I first learned that it needs to go into a clean channel. It doesn't sound good by itself going into a power amp. It is a preamp pedal, but you need to have it go into like a clean channel, or another kind of, you know, stack it with something else, at least for me in this scenario. Two, the boost is independent, so you can use it as just a boost pedal by itself. Again, you have the dirty tree in the bottom, and then the wolf in the up position, the dire wolf. So the dire wolf has a ton more boost or gain, as you would kind of the saturation sign, you know, that you get. There's a lot more on tap with that, which I find odd because I have a real love-hate relationship with my dire wolf. Secondly, the EQ on this thing is active, so to me it's more of a shift in the frequency than it is, you know, boosting or cutting your high and lows. Same thing with the mids. So that's also something you might want to play around with as well. It's a lot of fun to play with because I was kind of shocked by it overall. I mean, you probably can tell by my facial expressions. Once I kind of got an idea that it was shifting the frequencies around, I kind of knew what I wanted to do with it. But going into the clean channel of the Kraken, the Super Kraken, this thing is really usable. So anyways, thanks to truck driver Sean for sending it out to me. Let me borrow it. Super cool dude. Anyways, thanks again. Tell me in the comments below what you guys thought overall. I'll catch you in the next one.